Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving into a concept that could completely change how we think about productivity. It's called flow state, and it's an AI command center that's not just about managing your tasks, it's about protecting your most valuable asset, your focus.
So here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about the big problem, this war for our attention. Then we'll introduce our secret weapon, flow state, and see how it helps you take back your day and get your whole team on the same page. After that, we'll look at the data to see if it actually works. And finally, we'll ask the big question, is this the future of getting things done?
All right, let's set the stage here. The modern workplace. It's not just an office or a Slack channel. It's basically a non-stop battleground for your attention. Your single most important resource. I mean, really, think about that for a second. Every single ping, buzz, and alert, it doesn't just interrupt you, it shatters your focus. We spend all day just reacting, so you have to ask yourself, how much of your day do you actually control?
And you know the culprits, right? It's that constant context switching that just destroys your momentum. It's the fire hose of notifications that keeps you on your back foot. It's inboxes that are basically to-do lists that everyone else in the world writes for you. All this stuff makes it almost impossible to protect time for that deep, meaningful work. Which means teams end up being super busy, but not actually aligned on what matters.
So, what's the solution? How do we even begin to fight back? Well, this is where flow state comes into play. And I want you to think of it less like just another app and more like your personal AI ally in this fight for your focus.
And here it is. At its very core, flow state is an intelligent command center. Its number one job is to be a shield for your attention, helping you point it where it's going to make the biggest difference. You know, it's really all about creating the perfect conditions for you to work smarter, not just harder.
And just so you know, this isn't some pie-in-the-sky idea. It's actually inspired by a real open-source project called Codeduo, which took these brilliant ideas about collaboration and applied them to this very modern problem of individual and team focus.
Okay, theory is great, but let's get practical. How does a tool like flow state actually take a day that feels totally chaotic and turn it into one that has real clarity and purpose?
So this right here is the command center, and what's so cool about it is what it's not. This is not just another long to-do list. It uses something called a neural priority queue. The AI is literally sifting through all your tasks to tell you what's the most important thing to do right now. See this investor deck feedback at the top? The AI is 96% sure that's your top priority. That kind of clarity is a total game changer.
But look, knowing what to do is only half the battle, right? Flow state then helps you figure out when to do it. The Smart Planner feature dives into that messy inbox of yours and magically organizes it into a perfectly scheduled day. It gives you a real, actionable plan to follow.
And once you have your plan, it's go time. You can hit a button to activate deep focus mode. This creates a 25-minute, totally protected bubble for you to work in. All the notifications, all the distractions, they're just gone. It's like putting a digital do not disturb sign on your brain so you can finally get stuff done.
But let's be real, productivity isn't a solo sport, is it? So how does this idea scale up to an entire team? Well, this next part is all about getting into a state of collective flow.
Okay, so this feature, Neural Sync, it solves that age-old office problem of, hey, is now a good time? With just a quick glance, you get this live snapshot of your team's focus. So you can see Alex is deep in a flow state, probably not a good time to bug him, but hey, Priya is available and Kartik is in planning mode. It helps build a culture where everyone respects each other's deep work time.
So you're using flow state, you're feeling more focused, you're getting more done, but is it really working? We all know you can't improve what you don't measure, and that brings us to the analytics of attention.
The intelligence dashboard is like an honest, data-driven mirror. Instead of getting to the end of the day and wondering, where did the time go? You can see exactly where your time and your mental energy were spent.
So let's break this down. This person is spending 65% of their time in deep work, which is awesome. But look at this. 15% is lost to meeting leakage. That's time being eaten up by meetings that aren't actually pushing the important projects forward. Just seeing that number empowers you to find that drain and plug it. And here's the payoff. The efficiency delta chart shows you the direct impact. Before, this person was clawing back about 30 minutes of deep work time each week. With flow state, that's jumped all the way to 80 minutes. This isn't just a small improvement. They've more than doubled their most valuable, focused work time. That's huge. And it can get even more personal than that.
This neural waveform feature actually learns your unique energy patterns throughout the day. Basically, it figures out when you're at your sharpest, so you can schedule your toughest tasks for when you're at your best. It's all about working with your brain's natural rhythm instead of constantly fighting against it.
So, when you put all this together, what does it really mean for the future? Well, it suggests we're on the verge of a massive shift in how we approach work itself.
And this quote just says it all. The goal is not to do more, but to achieve more by protecting the mind's most valuable state, flow. The future of productivity isn't about cramming more tasks into our day. It's about elevating the quality of our focus.
And that really leaves us with this one last big question to think about. As AI stops being just a tool for managing tasks and becomes more of a co-pilot for our focus, how is that going to change our entire relationship with work? It's a pretty fascinating future to consider. Thanks for diving in with me today.